Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. The future of work is hybrid, partially in person, partially remote, partially virtual. And as far as vaccines are concerned, although employers cannot legally make vaccines mandatory, what they can do is implement a carrot or a stick approach. In other words, they can provide an incentive for individuals to take the vaccine, and they can provide some sort of corporate punishment or a disincentive for those individuals who don't get the vaccine. You have heard me talk about this in an earlier video. I have talked about the Biological Patriot Act. Here's a tweet on your screen from billionaire angel investor Chamath Palihapitiya, who talked about a Biological Patriot Act. In other words, individuals who do not get vaccinated could face discrimination, starting with travel. Yep, the European Union has already said that they will require some sort of a digital footprint demonstrating that travelers to the European Union will require to prove vaccinations. And this is likely to happen in different parts of the world, including for international travelers to the United States and potentially for interstate travel within the United States. So, this is something we need to be aware of heading into the new post pandemic world. I've been thinking about this question for a long time, ever since this pandemic hit us, and most of us were forced to either work from home or be stuck at home because our jobs were lost forever. The fact is, the future of work is indeed hybrid. I want to be as clear as I can. I believe there are advantages and disadvantages to working from home. I have to be completely honest with you. I've been working from home for 15 years, so I was able to essentially manage, if you will, during this pandemic. But I do know a lot of my friends, a lot of my associates who experienced loneliness, who experienced decreased productivity. But then there were individuals who said, they are finally able to take care of their health. They're finally able to balance their priorities. But they had to be on call all the time. And their work life balance got messed up a little bit. Folks, there are advantages and disadvantages to working from home. The last 12 months have forced us into a situation where we've had to confront new realities for many of us. Now, I have to be honest, for individuals who have the fortune, the privilege of being able to work from home, these individuals generally happen to be in managerial positions, generally happen to be in positions where you can get your stuff done via Zoom. You don't have to be physically present somewhere. And this is not the case with industries like travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality. In fact, I want our viewers and subscribers to let me know in the comment section below, what do you think the future of work is? Do you think it's in person? Do you think it's remote? Do you think it's hybrid? I believe the future of work is hybrid. I have to be honest with you, even though I work from home, I miss getting on an airplane. I miss interacting with my friends. I miss interacting with business associates. As soon as things get better, I do intend to travel. But for me personally, because I'm a business traveler, the threshold for business travel is going to be very high. I will only travel if it is absolutely necessary for me to travel. Leisure, on the other hand, I believe is expected to come back quickly because people just, want to get out of their house, and people want to be able to travel because people have been cooped up indoors for too long. But getting back to work for a second, let's ask ourselves, is the future of work remote or is it hybrid? And in a very interesting related question, can vaccines be made mandatory? Because the one thing a lot of economists and scientists agree is that the more individuals that are vaccinated, the faster we can get back to full productivity as an economy. Now, whether you take the vaccine or not, that is your decision. I can tell you that I've taken my vaccine. In fact, I got my second Pfizer shot. I just got my second Pfizer shot, so I've taken it, and I'm looking forward to, within a few weeks, start to be up and about, maybe even travel. But here's the important part. Can companies make the vaccine mandatory? This can create legal challenges, but what the companies can do is very deftly, very intelligently try and create incentives for individuals who get the vaccine and try and create some sort of punishment for those who don't get the vaccine. This is the carrot or stick approach, which actually was mentioned by Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase Bank. We're about to hear what he said about this incredible shift, which I believe has a direct relationship with the future economic recovery of our country. Keep in mind that if more and more individuals can work remotely, they now go off of unemployment. And when individuals go off of unemployment, this reduces the pressure on the unemployment systems. But I want to be as clear as I can. I recognize, I appreciate, I empathize with my fellow Americans, my viewers and subscribers who are in the travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality industry, whose jobs have been permanently displaced as a result of this pandemic. I'm not suggesting that someone in travel can work remotely. I'm not suggesting that someone who used to work in a restaurant can work remotely. I'm not suggesting that. But what I am saying is for jobs where remote work is possible, the future of work is hybrid. One such industry is the banking industry. Now let's listen to important words from the CEO of JP Morgan Chase Bank, Jamie Dimon, and he said some interesting things. He said the future of work is hybrid. He also said there are huge weaknesses to the Zoom world because he said, hey, if you're doing a meeting through Zoom, you're not able to see that person face to face. You're not able to interact. The best ideas happen when individuals engage face to face. And I do believe that all of us at some level miss that face to face interaction. Although there are some of us who are like, oh, I'm never going to go back to an office again. That's okay. This isn't about the right or the wrong. This is about what the future holds and what is going to allow us to get back to full productivity while maintaining our social connections, while maintaining maximum productivity, which in general happens in person. That is what I'm trying to say. Jamie Dimon also talked about how it would be difficult to make vaccines mandatory because there would be legal challenges. And in a very interesting comments, he talked about a carrot and stick approach. Let's hear from the CEO of JP Morgan Chase Bank, Jamie Dimon, on the future of work and on whether vaccines should be mandatory and what companies should do to encourage mass vaccination and to prevent the spread of the pandemic as they start to reopen, and how to maneuver that with employees who have different opinions and different notions about whether they should take the vaccine or not. Let's roll the tape and hear from JP Morgan Chase Bank CEO Jamie Dimon.
How important is it to a business like JP Morgan to actually have people physically coming back to work?
It's very important. I mean, I do think there'll be part of the world where a certain amount of people work from home permanently, certain sales, certain ops, so you can track the productivity, et cetera. I think there'll be a large portion who permanently work in the office. Think of our branches, cash management, probably most of the trading floors, et cetera. And there'll be some hybrids where you spend 2 weeks at home and 2 weeks in the office, or 3 weeks at home, a week in the office, or 3 days and 2 days and 2 days, 3 days. But so I think it will reduce the need for commercial real estate, but there are huge weaknesses to the Zoom world. I mean, most of us learned by an apprenticeship system, by seeing mistakes, going to trips, how do you handle a client, how do you handle a problem. So it's hard to inculcate culture and character and all those things when you have the Zoom world. Spontaneous combustion, it goes away. Hard to manage. It's hard to be very critical. You got 15 people on the screen. So what before was like a deep dive question, now it looks a little bit rude. And I took a trip to California and met 100 people all outside, all wonderful, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's amazing how much you learn about your own business, your own bankers, your own clients, your own products. And I met with Snowflake and Marqeta. What you learn about technology and systems, you're not going to do that in the Zoom world. And so bankers, relationships. I think it's very hard to build and develop and deepen a relationship on the Zoom world. So you still, there'll be more Zooming. People like me will travel just as much as I did in the past.
As and when the vaccine does become available for your workforce, will you make it mandatory for people to take it if they do want to return?
It's hard to make it mandatory. And there are laws about that. I think what we'd like to do is kind of have carrots and sticks. We want people to take it. I think it's a far better thing. You certainly can't make it mandatory before it's fully accessible. So that question can't even be answered until June. But I do think you may see some companies do it. I mean, I can see an airline doing it or a hotel company doing it. I can see some people saying if the folks in our branches aren't vaccinated, they're not going in. So there will be pressure, and I would say carrots and sticks, not mandatory.
So that's it, everyone. Interesting comments from Jamie Dimon. Let me know what you thought in the comments section below. I thought it was a very interesting conversation, and I want to know from you, are you looking forward to getting back to work in person as long as it's safe? That goes without saying, but I do have to emphasize that. Are you looking to get back to work in person as long as it's safe? Or are you like, I'm not going to go back into in-person work anymore. I'm going to work from home. That's assuming that your job allows you to work remotely from home. So let me know what you support, what you're in favor of, what your thoughts are. And remember, your personal situation may be different from others in our community. So let's just learn from each other. Let's just have a great dialogue below. Let's have a healthy debate below. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. That would mean a lot to me. I would really, really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe because that does help out the YouTube algorithm. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.